back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome. I hope you enjoyed this video. So today I wanted to do a video on what art materials I use, which has to do with, you know, pens, markers. We're also talking about coloring pencils, and I was gonna test them out on the 3 different papers that I have. I actually have a special type of paper where the ink doesn't go through, and I'll just explain that later on. But I was gonna test it out on the notebook paper from my 3 different notebooks, and you'll see just how they color on them based on these markers and stuff. I also wanted to show my markers because a lot of people recommend Copics, and yes, I would recommend them too, but I actually don't use them. I actually use different markers. So I'm going to show you some of the markers I use. I'll show you some of my coloring pencils, and first I'm going to show my sketchbooks. So you guys seen my sketchbooks in my previous videos if you watched my sketchbook tours. So my Vellum notebook, this notebook is one that I did not show in my previous video, and it's called Vellum, and it's like that see-through paper. I didn't get to show art from this book. I forgot all about that. My next notebook is my sketch pad by Marseilles Studios, and that is this paper right here where I'll show the colors and stuff. This one does pretty good. So the next notebook, this black notebook, was from Walmart. And then the last one is the Blick Studio notebook. It's the really huge one, big art in it. It's pretty good for big art. But that's the Blick one right here. I also have another Blick Studio book, and I do art in here. And it's really good. These pages, they're actually pages where you use the markers and they don't seep through at all. They're thick pages. It's like a nice book. It's really pretty. I barely got to use it yet, and I got it like probably a month ago, and I'm very angry with myself. I have not been keeping up my art these past few weeks. What is up with me? Okay, so let's get on with my art utensils. So don't mind my voice. I have a really bad cold right now, so I'm like, my voice is halfway gone, and so it sounds kind of weird, but so these are all the markers that I had. I don't have these right now because my cousin is using them, but yeah, so let's show you what these markers are like. I will not be showing how these pages color on, maybe in the future. I just don't want to waste any pages from this book, especially the way it's set up, how you can't, I don't think you could take, can you? Who cares? So one set of markers that I have is By Nicole. Take out these skin tone colors, and I'm gonna put. So these colors are pretty nice when you color for clothing and stuff. They're not that I don't really recommend these markers because the way they color, like sometimes they can be very overlapping. Like they don't color really smoothly. These markers are dual markers, so you have the tip pen right here, which is really cool. It's really helpful. And then you also have the brush tip, and it's not really like a smooth brush tip. It's like a regular marker brush tip to me. Let's just label this pre on each one. I'm gonna color using pre.
I think pre, okay, yeah. I use them when I'm coloring clothing.
But as you can see on the Marseilles Studio, it comes off really like, I think this is why I draw a lot of my photos in my Blick Studio book, the big one, because the just coloring, it comes out way better than when I'm looking at something like this that comes out blotchy in a way. I don't know if you guys can't really see it in the camera, but see how blotchy, like you just do three markings and it just looks really blotchy. Like what the heck? Yeah, actually this one came out like kind of one tone. Okay, so I do not recommend buying By Nicole if you want to color skin tone. I would leave these to color clothings too, because
this is what colors like. Like the brown is not like a good brown at all, and I'll compare it to the other browns I have.
Blick Studio one actually colors pretty, it colors nice on it, but the color, like if you were to see it without this camera, without this camera, oh my gosh, you see how ugly the brown is. Like I love brown. Brown is a beautiful color, but this brown, it's like a grayish, like a weird tone. It comes out really dark on the Marseilles Studio. I recommend the Blick Studio. Oh yeah, let me turn it around and see. So see, such light, flimsy sketchbook paper. So when you are, if you are like new to like using markers and stuff, do not get a sketchbook. Get papers that are thick. You see this? This is just like really flimsy paper. This, it's nice and thick, and this is even thicker. But now let's go on to the other skin tone color, a tannish color. I'm gonna try it on the Blick Studio.
I hate how it shows up better in camera, but in person, the markers are freaking ugly.
Do this. So, yeah, this is By Nicole. If you want to like just use these colors, like I would recommend them for like clothing, maybe, and little designs. Like if you're decorating, like little designs, I really recommend them. I don't recommend them for facial use. Actually, the black is like the only thing I use like way more than the other colors, because I use this like a Micron Pigma pen. I have actually 4 of them, and I will get to that in a second. Okay, so now let's look at the Micron Pigma pens. So this is something that a lot of artists use, so a lot of them. It's really good for outlining, or making really tiny designs, or coloring really tiny places. It's just like the tip of the Nicole markers, how they're really tiny. That's why I find this very helpful, and I'm gonna test it on each one. So this one's a Pigma Micron. It's blue, and it's a 02. That's the size.
So that means this big side, something like that. When it comes to Pigma Microns, I think they work on like all papers and they're very just adjusted to use.
When you get small sizes like this, I was only able to use it like 5 times.
Literally like 5 times before it really ran out. So I don't even know what the point of showing that on this paper.
I don't know if I did something wrong, but this is this happened to me twice with I think it's a, wait, this is a 02 too, so I don't know why it ran out. This is a 02 and it's a black, and this one ran out really quickly too.
And I don't know if people were using it in the store, but
both of these are 02, and this one I had for months, and this one just stopped working after like 5 uses also. This one's a 03. I recommend, this is the one I like to use for most of my art.
It was like a nice, thin, skinny stick. What the heck? Nothing around here. Yeah.
I recommend if you're getting like, if you want to use outlines and stuff, it really depends on how thick you want your outlines to be. But I usually recommend an 02 or 03. 03 is the best to me, so go to Blick Studio or your favorite art store and pick one up today. No, I am not a sponsored video. Spectrum Noir markers. These are the markers mainly used on this paper. These are not my favorite markers, but you will see why, and you will also see why they're actually good. These markers are not really good skin tone markers at all, so I do not recommend it if you want to draw skin tone, unless you want your skin tone to be gray. They're really good hair colors. I use these on a lot of people like how I make my character's hair ombre and stuff, and these come out really nice when it comes to hair colors. And just look how these colors do not match. They will not match the marker pads. Do not rely on these colors. Like, I was thinking this one's gonna be a lighter color and this is gonna be a lighter color, you know. Okay, so let's color with the GB8 first. Okay, so these are also do-it-tip markers. They have a tiny like brush tip. It's a hard brush tip at the end. On the other side, they have like the thick marker.
Especially the light colors, they do blonde and stuff really good. These are like really good lip tone colors if you like want to use them. I don't have them to show you guys what it looks like though. You see why I wouldn't use them for skin? Like, look how the color comes out.
I don't know. The brown doesn't appeal me. Like, it doesn't look like, compared to the markers I use for skin colors that I'll show you guys later after this, you'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean.
This is a TN8. Here we have the hard tip right here. Okay, so let's just do that. Now let's choose some crap. The light bulb to my lamp. Oh, so everything here is just a little bit darker than it usually is. Outfit. And I use the big tip right here to show you guys how it looks. Just to show you. The big tip comes such in handy when I'm coloring here. I just go all in with the big tip with this big tip, and then when I'm starting to do the finer details, then I go and use the small tip with another marker to blend them together. But it is so helpful, so I don't have to be coloring little line by line.
But as you can see, like if you just compare these two, how they color, how the colors come out on the page, you notice that this one is more blotchier and this one blends like your strokes more. The Spectrum Noir markers actually come out pretty nice on the Marseilles Studio book, to be honest. Yeah, packaging is pretty like fancy for some reason. Like, I'll put the prices of each of my things in my description that I showed here, so that you guys can get a little hint. I think these were like about $8 a pack of 6, so that's not too shabby. I don't even know what shabby means, but I just hear people say it, so I just say it, you know. But okay, let's get on to our next set of markers. The next set of markers I have are actually the Blick Studio markers. These I definitely recommend. Like, these markers are very good, but you have to be careful, like when you pick them off the shelf, that you make sure and you test them on a piece of paper what they look like, because colors right here are very deceiving. They don't come out how they look. So if you want like a cheaper brand to buy than Copic's, I would definitely recommend going to Blick Studio art store and picking out Blick Studio markers, because they color very well. So I'm gonna show you guys the difference between these two different types of Blick Studio markers and how good they are in general. I use these markers for skin tones. I definitely use these for skin tones. This Blick Studio marker is the one with only a fine tip, just like the Spectrum Noir, how they have a fine tip and they also have a broad tip, which is thick.
So I'm going to show you on each paper.
I know you guys see Marseilles Studio one. What is that? So now that we're back at it, this is the Blick Studio on this paper. Blick Studio marker is... Okay, so now with these ones, these are my favorite markers. I really recommend these. These are the ones with, they have a broad tip and they have the nice smooth brush tip. And these ones are like I feel like a painter when using these.
Look how they slide.
See? You see why I recommend these ones for skin tone? Because they have more of the reddish undertone color with them, while the other browns on the paper from the Spectrum Noir or the By Nicole, these colors right here, they're just more like of a greenish, like they have a greenish undertone or like a gray undertone, and it doesn't look like human skin. It looks like dead skin. This one's a bit darker, and you see how it has a reddish undertone. Better to color skin with, way better. So do not use By Nicole to color skin. Definitely don't use a Micron pen. Don't use Spectrum Noir, it's more good for hair. But use Blick Studio, they have the nice skin colors. Let's see which one was best to color with. Blick Studio notebook. So compared to this, the Marseilles Studio looks pretty good, to be honest on this. I colored a lot on the Marseilles Studios and the Blick Studio markers. Most of my artwork, I would say, is like split exactly in between these two than my actual Blick Studio book. So if you can we pretend like that never happened? Okay, so let's get back into it. The gel pen to me works on anything. I don't recommend using it. Well, actually, never mind. Works on this. The gel pen is just makes all artwork beautiful. As is that little dazzle and spazzle to your artwork. I don't know what spazzle is supposed to mean, but you know what I mean. Last thing I wanted to show are my Prisma colors. I barely use them anymore, but you know, I use Crayola and Prisma Colors all the time. I still use Crayola's a good brand to use. I don't think it's not bad at all. If you guys watch like Crayola versus Prisma Colors on YouTube, you see that they're not that different. To It's really helpful. So I really recommend using Prisma Colors, or go ahead and buy your Crayola. By Nicole, Blick Studio, Spectrum Noir. You got the Prisma Colors, Spectrum Noir. These are not, what am I talking about? These are Micron Pigma. So I also use Sharpies. When it comes to pencils, I use lead pencils. When it comes to sketching and I'm not coloring, I use my special pencils, the HB, you know, those ones. Crayola! I know you guys see my Crayola pencils, like, aren't they cute? Once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. And my subscribers has really been growing lately, and the comments that I'm getting on the video is are really motivational. Like, give a shout out to one person that writes some like really nice comments on my videos, and like she just makes me feel like, I'm pretty sure it's a she, but she makes me feel like what I'm doing is just really good, and it really motivates me to keep doing more videos. Be a baddie, like your comments just really motivate me. Like I had to give you a shout out, you know. But thank you, Rabia. I hope I'm saying your name right. And no, just shout out to everybody that comments on my videos, and you know, everybody that gives me feedback, positive criticism, you know, just like motivation, the compliments. Like thank you for all of that, because it just really makes me feel good, and it makes me want to do better. It just really helps me a lot. So thank you for all the support so far in this channel. It's been like only 3-4 months, you know. Thanks for the 300 subscribers so far. Like this is really like cool. I never thought I'd get this far. Like the first video was for a project guys, a project, and I'm like, let me just keep making videos, you know. Because it actually got pretty far. The first video has over 3,000 views on it, and it's crazy because it was literally for a school, an AP class project. You know, shout out to all the YouTubers, show off their art and stuff. Florina, Christina Lori, you know, there's many more of them. And then we have the teen artists and stuff. Like I'm really grateful that I get to see other people just go so far with their art. It's really nice to see such nice art from all ages, you know, from all parts of the world. You know, it's just really cool. It's really inspiring, and I'm glad to be part of YouTube community and inspire others, just as well as how others inspired me. I don't know if I said that correctly, but I hope you guys got it. Sometimes I feel like a kid speak English, you know. But thanks again. Subscribe if you're new, and leave a like if you. I'm not even gonna say it, you know. Just do what you want to do. Actually, who even cares? I'm just here to make you guys happy. Peace out, homie.